Menteri Rambak Jela Konrad ke Sangma Hakashi Tarik Jelio Ula Plie Early Childhood Development ECD Implementation Science Workshop Alaisni Havivanta Shlong Hakaba Ula Banjur Baka Jingkylla Kebadan Jingmut Barabor Kamdan Kamthan ni ke skim thymmai ni policy Henry Hakajing Pentre Kam Bhai ki Baladon Lupa Ya kanika workshop lapenlong hapok Meghalaya Early Childhood Development Mission haringkat ke State Capability Enhancement Project ke Van Leer Foundation ke Asian Development Bank halur ka phang ka baya day but kisin jam baya trilang ban kin tiu ya ka jing he jing san jing kina adu bagidang khulung haba pen kin mawi ka jing sedang ka jong u kum umentri rang ba ha u arjar khat pra u konrad ula ong ba ula yo jingmut na we unong thok kon u shift kera da ka ba ong ngan omle satya ya ka ka ba pher henry ngan le a hakaru kam ka ba pher ula ong bagi skim ka sarkar pedeng bat sarkar jela kidai ki balapan wandor ban penyat halur ki jing haki kampen roy ki baladon lupa bar ka jing barabor ka shong halur kumno ban pentre kam yeki Hakabaya day berka skim MGNREGA ula ong baka jingpen klanya ka jingpen kam kalalam syaka jingkiu kabajan kot haduk lai sya haka jingpen dan kam ya ka skim bat saw haduk san sya ka jingkiu haka jingpen kam ya ka skim ka sarkar pedeng u pentibru baka Meghalaya menta kala pentre kam ya ki projek ki bakot haduk jan kumba kat arhajar klur tingka ki bawan na syabar jongkari pat kabala tami ki wei pat ki jelai ki barit hapo kari. Halor ka jinglong nongelam ukon rat uloong. Barabor ni sngotu bha ya ka jing ni sngotu ya ka sayan ya ki jing ken halendet ki jing hakaroy ka par. Henry hakabakut hi kadai bandan kamon banwan ra ya ka jingkylla. Uloong baka benta jong nongelam ka long ban itu iki beriu ki bakot bor. Ban bu iki hakakam kabakin la ban senyang kambha bat ai haki ya ka jing sngows kam bat ka jing kershan badan kam bakin la ban tri kam bha habak dau halor ka jing dan kilong kmi ki baklat kha khunlong umentri rang ba ulo ong baka jela ha ka basdang ka shim baka jing punbu ni ki jaka kha khunlong ha ki hospital kan weng ya ka jing henry ha ka jing pet benya ka jing ka bashisha ka dai halor ka yok kan bat ki jing pen biang ya ki jing dan kam kan thop ya ka bai let by one ka jing jingai ba ka jing bam dan ki la jing kershan na ka banta ki long kmi ki bajan yok khunlung ni la pen slur ban let kha hai ki hospital khlam da ithu e ki jing ba shisha ka ba kum ki ni ki long kmi ki ya kan du ula ong ha ka jaka ban thi chu shu e ki kali ambulance ka sarkar kala pandan kam da ki kali jong ki trash nong ban pen ket e ki long kmi ba su kha bat buria pat ya ka bailot bai sab jong ki ka sarkar kalapan kharu ya ka safe motherhood homes ban kershan ni kin thei na ki jaka kendong ha ki benta pakhat du jong ka jingpun khun da ka ba ai jaka sa ka bam ka jing sumar bat ka jing rap song pisa ki ni long kmi bat ki nong am ha ka baya de bat ka jingpen kre ya ka national games ukon rat ula ong ba ka jingpen dap ki project jingtei kam de ka ban khen kum ka jing jump habak do ya ka indoor stadium ka ba shispa an rupok lor tingka ula ong baka jing thaw ya ka jing shisha jong ka jing jump kan paw ha ka jing job jing gidong ya lek kai bat ka jing ta jong ka kam ya lek kai ya ka jing im jong ki
First of all, thank you so much for coming for this program. I remember in 2018 when I had just taken over as Chief Minister. And I very distinctly remember, and the reason I'm saying this is because of Patricia's presentation, and it just struck a chord with me. And I remember the press asking me, what is it that you're going to do as Chief Minister? And I remember one quote from one person I really admire a lot. His name is Shiv Khera. And I quoted him, which is really genuinely I meant it, when I said that I will not do anything different, but I'll do them differently. And that's really the core of what we've been trying to do in the last 8 years. And I keep telling my other friends, whoever asks me, oh my God, you're doing this work, you're doing this, so how do you do it? So I said that, you know what, I don't do anything. I tell them, I don't do anything. He said, I only do a very simple thing. And the simple thing is for me to be able to identify the right people, put them in the right place, and allow them to do everything. That's all I do. And I think that is very, very important for a system to be able to run, because a team requires that support from that leadership. During times when somebody will come and say, why are you doing this? You say, well, I have your back. Don't worry, just keep going. Because we know we can see the horizon, we can see what's happening and where we are heading towards. And I think that's really very, very important for a system to work together. So I think that is again my second message, which is very important. As I said, first is we don't have to do innovative or different things. We just have to allow the same things that are there, but just ensure that the capacity goes up, just ensure that the picture is clear in front of us, and we are able to implement things just in a better manner. And the second thing, as I said, to make that happen, you need to have the right team to be there and give the right support politically to allow them to make things happen. And I think the third point here is also that not every single system will work in every state. So I think while we identify, again, a very important point that I could hear from different points and speeches being made, is that it's very important to also understand what the problem is, and a lot of times I think all of you are experts out here, you will know better than me, that most of the time we actually end up looking at the result and thinking that that's the problem, and we don't really actually understand the real problem that's there. So for example, when the early childhood development, the maternal mortality rate in 2018 was there in front of me, which of course I knew from before, and I was really very keen to see that come down. So we started off with the system, and we realized that it was, or rather I was made to understand at that point, or other officers also understood that, well, it's institutional deliveries, we need to ensure that institutional deliveries goes up and all that stuff. So we started focusing on that, and not realizing that again the institutional delivery and the maternal mortality is basically a result of the actual social structure problems that we have. Mothers can't travel 10 kilometers because they have no vehicle, they have no support, they don't have no money to go in, and therefore it's not that they don't want to go. Well, in some cases it is, but in majority of the cases the problem is that. So we were pushing institutional deliveries, telling everybody, not realizing that mothers actually are financially not capable to do that. And I think these kind of, again, the third point being that this kind of small assessment of really knowing where the problem lies. So we started incentivizing. So we said, look, we have vehicles. Then my team came and we all discussed. We said, oh, we need 1,000 ambulances. I said, I can't buy 1,000 ambulances. We don't have money for that. So then we went to another program. We said, well, there are vehicles in the village. Somebody has a car. Somebody has a vehicle. So can we not give that person 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees to then drop the mother, and we will pay for it. So we started this whole network of local vehicles present with local people, train them a bit, of course, on how to treat the mother and everything, and use the local assets, paid them money, and then we also realized that sometimes mothers are living very far off. So it's 10 kilometers. It's too long a distance for them to, during that time when it's really needed for them to travel. So we started creating what we call the safe motherhood homes. And we realized that these mothers don't have money actually to sustain because they're living hand to mouth. That's the economic condition, and that's the challenge we face. So obviously for us, what is important, then we said that, look, let's have kind of a guest house, and let's have the safe motherhood home. We'll call it a home, we won't call it a guest house. And we will give good care, we will give good food, we will keep them for 15-20 days there, we will incentivize it by giving some amount of money to them and to the person who's going to be with them. It could be her husband, it could be her sister, it could be her mother, whoever she wants. And we will incentivize that person's stay also. So therefore then we started doing all this kind of stuff, and we started realizing. So my point being, it is important to be able to really understand where the problem is, and then be able to come out with a tailor-made approach of what your state capacity you have, and then be able to then resolve that problem in a way that is practical, financially and socially and even logistically, and then actually implement it. So that part is the part I think every state, organization, or whatever you call it, will have to really go down into details of figuring out. And we have been, I shouldn't say struggling, but it's exciting in fact. We've been working and progressing in that area, and of course there's a long way to go, but that's how things have been, and we have been trying to really work on that. So I think the third point again is that every state, every organization is different, but I do agree with the presentation